After 8 hours inside Marathon, Bungie's long-hyped extraction shooter, I walked away with one dominant feeling. This is not the future of PvPvE shooters, but it's not a doomed experiment either. Marathon is polished, it's distinctive, it has the Bungie gunplay we've come to love, and it certainly doesn't deserve to be lumped in with the growing pile of live service corpses. But is it the next big thing? No, it's something more complicated than that. It's the game in the middle lane veering dangerously close to greatness, yet constantly second-guessing itself. It's not the next Helldivers 2, but thankfully, it's not Concord either. Let's get something out of the way first. Marathon feels incredible. Of course it does. Bungie practically invented modern FPS feel. The guns snap, punch, crack, and recoil with surgical precision. Everything from the sound design to the animation sells you on the fantasy of being a cybernetic runner scavenging the husk of a dead colony. You can dunk on Destiny 2 all day for its monetization, PvP neglect, or storytelling misfires, but no one, and I mean no one, questions the gunplay, and it's rock solid. But as with any extraction shooter, feeling good is just the beginning. The real question is, does it hook you? Does it keep you up at 2 a.m. whispering, just one more run? After 8 hours, my answer is, almost. I want to play more. I want to master its systems. But I also see the cracks already forming. And the biggest one? Its identity. Where Helldivers 2 had immediacy, chaos, and camaraderie baked into every moment, Marathon feels colder, slower, and more cerebral. Where Concord came off like a soulless Overwatch imitation made in a corporate vacuum, Marathon has ambition, lore, and world-building oozing from its sterile cyberpunk edges. Tau Ceti 4 feels like a real place, not just a backdrop. Bungie's experience in crafting mysterious universes with hidden depth is paying off. There's lore here, intrigue, mystery. You're not just looting for XP or cosmetics. You're clawing for meaning in a world that wants you dead. That matters. But here's the paradox. Marathon has soul, and yet it still feels sterile, clinical, disconnected. The visuals are breathtaking, saturated with Mirror's edge-like vibrancy. But emotionally, it's detached. The stakes never quite reach your gut. And in a genre like Extraction, where every second should be dripping with tension and dread, that's a problem. Gameplay-wise, Marathon has a clear identity. It's not a Tarkos clone. It's not Warzone with loot. It's tried to be Destiny meets Escape from Tarkov. Faster, cleaner, less punishing, but still high risk, high reward. 3-player squads, no solos, medium-sized maps, PvPvE chaos, timed extractions. If you die, you lose your gear. If you extract, you keep it. Classic loop. But what sets Marathon apart is how pared down it all feels. The pace is deliberate. The UI is slick. And yet, there's a flatness to the objectives. The alpha build locked us into what I'd call the monitor mission loop. Find monitors, tag them, trigger drops, grab loot, repeat. And while PvP adds spice, the ever-present fear of wipeout, the PvE side, weak, flat. Robots are smart and deadly, yes, but hunting monitors for 100 hours, that's not a loop that sings. Helldivers 2 dropped us into hell with bugs, bullets, and betrayals. Marathon drops us into a Google server room and asks us to speedrun tech support. That's not to say it's all bland. The characters, or runners, have personality. Blackbird, my favorite, can scan enemies and deploy spider bots. Glitch zooms around like a punked-up ninja with energy boosts. Locus is your tank, your wall. Void is the stealthy emo rogue with cloaks and smokes. These archetypes feel snappy and their ultimates and abilities can swing fights hard. But again, after 8 hours, I wonder, is it enough? Let's talk maps. 3 available now: Perimeter, Dire Marsh, and Outpost, a forthcoming post-launch set on the Marathon ship with raid-like mechanics. Bungie says they aren't aiming for 20 maps. That's fine. Tight map pools encourage mastery, but even in just 1 day of playing, Dire Marsh, the biggest map, didn't feel all that big. You're always a few clicks from a gunfight. That's intentional. Bungie wants the pressure. But how long before these maps feel claustrophobic? Destiny spent years neglecting PvP maps. If that culture seeps into Marathon, it'll rot from the inside. But not everything is doom and gloom. One of the most brilliant mechanics? The contract system. These are field objectives: kill X, collect Y, survive Z, that award you with semi-permanent upgrades and inventory expansions. Grenades, shields, backpacks. It's the kind of progression that extraction shooters desperately need. Something to make the pain of death feel less like a full reset. Sure, Bungie says seasonal resets will wipe the stuff. That scares me. But in the moment-to-moment gameplay, contracts keep you focused, motivated. Another win? The black market. A half-crafting, half-shop economy where you slowly unlock your minimum loadout, meaning no matter how bad your last run was, you're not going in with just a butter knife and good vibes. That's smart. It reduces the sheer brutality of Tarkov-style wipeouts while preserving tension. You still don't want to die, but you're not destitute if you do. Now, about that loot. Surprisingly, guns aren't everything here. Better gear matters: shields, healing, grenades. But gun power is horizontal, not vertical. A white rarity pistol can still get the job done with skill and map awareness. In other words, you don't need a god roll exotic to win a fight. You need brains, positioning, and the right timing. That philosophy aligns with the best extraction shooters: skill over loot. Bungie gets that. The gunplay is exceptional. That's a given. But gun feedback, flinch, hit reactions, recoil weight feels slightly less meaty than Destiny. Still, no weapon I used felt bad. And that's saying a lot. The sniper rifles crack, the SMGs shred. While shotguns blast, you won't find duds. So, where does all this leave us? Marathon is a paradox. It's gorgeous, but emotionally distant. It's mechanically tight, but thin on objectives. It's rich in lore, but slow to reveal it. It's brutally punishing, yet smarter than most in softening the blow. It's not the future of extraction shooters, but it's not an empty cache-in either. It's the foundation for something better. If Bungie builds on this, listens to feedback, injects variety, and leans hard into the mystery and world building, it could find a niche. Not Helldivers' 2-level breakout, not Fortnite, but something stable, loyal, and fascinating, like a cyberpunk cousin of the Cycle Frontier or a grown-up version of Destiny's Gambit mode, reimagined through survival horror. But if they coast, if they treat this like Destiny PvP, if seasons come and go with minimal change, then Marathon won't collapse. It'll just slowly sink. Not a spectacular crash, but a long, quiet fade into irrelevance. So no, Marathon isn't a revolution, but it's a whisper of one.